Hello students, in this video I will go through the steps needed to construct a line through a point perpendicular to another line. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to take a sheet of blank paper and we're going to have to start off by drawing all the necessary givens. So the goal is to draw a line that's going to pass through a given point while at the same time perpendicular to another line, to the given line rather. So that's what I'm going to do. I have a line, that's the given line, this is the given line, and I have a point which I am going to draw right here. This is the given point. The goal is to be able to draw a line passing through this given point and at the same time perpendicular to the given line. So how are we going to do that? So imagine with me, the line that you draw is going to go through somewhere over here. I want you to think about the repertoire of skills that you have at this point to accomplish this, because you actually have all the tools necessary to go through this. I'm not saying physical tool like a straight edge or a compass. I'm saying the skills that we've covered thus far, you should have enough understanding to be able to go through this on your own. I want you to think about what you can do to accomplish that. Alright, so hopefully you guys had some time to think about this. The line that you're drawing will go through this point, hitting this line at a right angle. We know how to draw a perpendicular bisector. So the perpendicular part of that one's construction is what we're going to try to capitalize on. So we are not bisecting this line. Clearly I've placed the point here on the far right to again show you that we are not bisecting this line. However, what we can do, and this is not changing this situation whatsoever, what we can do is we can draw a situation where we will be bisecting a portion of this line segment. How are we going to do that? Well, if you recall from the one of the earlier lessons of geometry, is a line segment is a part of a line, right? And a line can extend forever. So what I'm going to do, and this really doesn't change the situation at all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this line, and you don't have to extend this line every time, but I'm going to extend this line, and you're going to see when you will need to and when you don't, okay? But I'm extending this line, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my compass, I'm going to place my pin on the given point, which I'm going to call A, and I am going to place my pin there, open up the compass to some setting where I will draw an intersection here and over here. You see why I needed to extend a line? So now I have 2 points of intersections. So this compass setting right now is open up to a certain length. It's open up to a certain distance. I don't know what that distance is in inches or centimeters, and frankly, it doesn't really matter. Okay, all I know is the distance from the point to the point of intersection on the right is the same as the distance of the intersection from the left. Okay, so in other words, the length on the right is equal in distance to the length on the left. So in other words, this point is going to be on the perpendicular bisector. So all I got to do is find the perpendicular bisector of this line segment that I have now created. So I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to place my pin on this point of intersection. And whatever distance that I have up here, remember the perpendicular bisector, all the points are supposed to be equal in distance. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to draw an arc here. The distance that the point is away from the right point should be the same as the distance that that point is away from the left point. So I'm going to draw my arc here, like so. And by doing this, I've located a second point to the perpendicular bisector of this segment, which I am going to call this point right here B. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my straight edge, I'm going to draw a line connecting those 2 points. And there you have it. I've accomplished what we set out to do, which was to draw a line passing through this given point perpendicular to the given line, which in fact it is. So one more time, just to summarize, what were the steps? I have a tool to find the perpendicular bisector of a line segment. The position of that line, of the point right now in our given, is not a point that's on the perpendicular bisector of the line segment. So to make the situation fit a scenario that's familiar to us, to me, we extended the line. By extending the line, we can then open up our compass to draw an arc where it intersects on either side, thereby creating an equal distance from either endpoints, from either intersections. Thereby, this point now is in fact a part of the perpendicular bisector of these points of intersections. By keeping the same compass setting all throughout, we place our pin on the point of intersection, draw an arc on the right, place our pin on the other point of intersection, draw our arc on the left, and connect those 2 points. All the points here are part of the perpendicular bisector. Now this line is perpendicular to the given, and it passes through that given point.